Just left here and they must have run.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Please check your credentials and try again. You entered 99147. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Please check your credentials and try again. You entered 99147. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
It shows the number. It shows.
If you are the host, press star now.
I quit.
Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash.
But after the original caller of people.
Thank you. There is one other participant in the conference. Please announce yourself.
I'm Mr. Park, Assessment Review Board.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Township Department Board of Assessment
Yes,
Review.
hi.
Is this Mr. Lamb?
Yes, hi, this is Stephen Lamb. Yes, it is.
Okay, hi. We got your a form here, and tell us what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, so,
Oh, before, hold on, I have to swear you in first. I'm sorry.
okay, absolutely.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Great, so thank you guys for taking my call and still doing this hearing. The reason why I submitted some information is we purchased the home on 4 Cheshire Ridge in 2018, at the end of June. At that time, it was on the market for over 3 years and had a pretty high valuation. We purchased the home for $670,000 on June 22nd, 2018. It was appraised for about $710,000. The current market valuation on the house is actually significantly higher than what we purchased it for. So, right now the town has it valued at $824,000. And it was actually on the market for right around that price for quite some time. And it didn't sell. We purchased it for almost $150,000, but it's currently valued at. So what we were requesting was that the investment on the house be equitable, not so much to what we purchased it for, but maybe to what it was assessed for, which was $700,000. So if you do the formulation, we're requesting that the total assessed value be reduced from $136,000 to $360,000. Since we purchased it, there have been no upgrades to the home. I included a list of a lot of comparable homes that were, that have the same square footage, the same as that, in the same area that have been sold for right around what they purchased that house for, which are valued for, significantly, which were appraised for.
Okay. And, one thing though, I have, you submitted here that the assessed value of the house is greater than the full value of the property house. I don't think that's correct on that form, so, you should be claiming, is this an unequal assessment is what you're looking for, or excessive assessment?
I guess an excessive assessment would be what I'm looking for.
So excessive would mean that you think that you're assessed for a higher value than the full market value of the house. Is that true?
Right, that's correct.
You think the assessment of the house is higher than the full market value of the house?
The current town assessment of the house is higher than the full market value of the house.
Well, what you're actually saying that, that 436.8 is higher than the value of the house. The house,
That's correct, yeah.
well, you paid 610 for it, right? Or 670 for it.
No, but that 436.8 is based on, 53% of the full market value, which is D24,161. Right? I mean, that total assessed value of 436.8, that's really just a formula of 53%
But
of
that's still,
D24,161. So I'm saying that the value should be 53% of 710.
well, the assessment rate in the town this year is 51%. So, on that.
But it
Well,
sounds,
yeah,
it
but
sounds
yeah,
like you're saying unequal.
Well, I'm just using last year's numbers.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Stephen, I'm gonna try and say this one more time. The excessive means that the town's assessed value of 436.8 is more than what you think the market value of the house is, and you think the market value of the house is 670,000. So 436.8 is not more than 670,000. So what you might want to do is say it's unequal, which means that the percentage equalization rate is different for you than it is for everybody else. In other words, that the 51% is wrong. But what you're saying right now is by checking the excessive box, you're saying that 436.8, the town's assessment, is more than the full market value of the house.
Isn't the town's assessed value just a percentage of what they believe the full market value is?
Yeah, yes, sort of.
Right.
But the box you check,
So,
well, don't worry about the argument.
Okay.
We're trying to help you make the argument.
okay,
The box you check is that the full market value is less than the town's assessment. The town has assessed you excessively. They have assessed you higher than the full market value, which would be extremely rare in a 50% assessment
what I
case.
should be arguing. Okay, yeah, I guess what I should be arguing is that the assessment is unequal.
Right.
So would you like us to update that form to check the box for unequal?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, just clarifying.
So noted. Okay, so I've got all your information here. Is there anything else you'd like to add other than what you sent in with us?
No, I think that the summary kind of says it. I appreciate your time.
Okay, I'd like to see if, Walter, would you have anything to add to this? Walter's a town assessor, we're asking for his statement on this, so.
And he's already been sworn in.
I've looked at this house, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row now. I think we looked at it last year, and I think we looked at it the year before. It's been reduced a couple of times in the last 2 or 3 years, trying to get down to what everybody thinks the market value is. One thing I wanted to add is, just so you know, Steve, there is a solar exemption on this property. It's worth $19,400. So the actual taxable value that you're really paying on is $417,400. So you do get a break there. So the assessed value of 436,800 is not really used to create your tax bill because of the solar exemption. I looked at some sales. Large homes like this are very hard to find sales. I did find some sales of newer homes, basically same square footage, some a little smaller, some a little bigger. Most of those sales ranged from 875 to $1,030,000. But they're newer homes, so it's a little bit harder to compare them to yours, but that's all that was out there at this time that I could look at. So that's how I came up with my assessed value. And what it's been at.
Yeah, I've included in the list a bunch of homes that, were pretty similar in size and square footage that have really ranged from 540 to 731. And they're newer, my home's almost 20 years old. So
I noticed most of those homes, it looks like they're in Half Moon. You know that?
a couple of them, but there's also, because of the size, but there's also some in Bridlewood.
Yeah, I
There's
see,
a couple homes in Bridlewood,
19 Bridlewood.
in Fisher Ferry Road.
Other than that, most of them.
Stephen, do you have a thought as to why this house that was originally built for $1.2 million was only able to sell for $670,000? Was there something about the house that was unique to the original buyer, or is there some scenario that makes logical sense as to why it's dropped almost half in value?
Yeah, I think that initially it was on the market for a lot more than what the market really could sustain. I don't think there was anyone even looking at it until it went down to around 833,000. And then, there were a couple offers that were even lower than mine for it. Personally, I think, maybe the appraisal is a little bit low of it, 710, but, the market is really, in this area, I think what Walter's saying is kind of hard to figure out what the market is for a large home. But at the same time, it's kind of like that's the only, the sale price is kind of the only idea that you have of the market can sustain.
So, but you know this house obviously better than any of us do. Is there anything about the house that you think, somebody may have spent a lot of money on an initial building of the house that value doesn't translate to future owners? Did they have a giant mural of a goat painted in the living room or something?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, no. I think a lot of it is cosmetic, truthfully. No, I think their wallpaper choices were kind of interesting. And, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a large stone patio in the back that is kind of in disrepair. And it's a bit daunting to have to think about having to fix or replace something like that.
What was that? What was the disrepair, Stephen?
That was a key patio. In the backyard, there's a pool, and I think when it was put in 2002, it was great, but now, 16, 17 years later, a lot of those stones are shifted, cracked, and there needs to be a significant amount of work on it to make it quote unquote look nice.
But that can be said about a lot of places, a lot of homes that after 20 years, maintenance is a continuous ongoing effort by the homeowner.
Yeah, but this isn't, a 20 by 20 foot area. This is huge. There's a lot of stonework going on it.
Is the house gonna be for sale again?
No, we're here for nothing very
Good deal.
Okay. Let us, we'll take it under consideration and get back to, notifying you of our decision on that. So if there's anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you guys very much. Hopefully everyone's doing well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, have a good day, Steve.
All right, thank you.
Nice to meet you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. You enjoy our process?
You're still on here. You want me to stop this?
Yeah, you can stop that. Just trying to save you from having to dial in again.
Okay.